Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 70, Day 4. So, of course, today, Blue Day, Vespera Day. I'm going to be testing Vespera again. Vespera was a troop that came out a little over a month ago, and we've only had one Guild War day that we've really messed with it so far, and I believe that was last Guild Wars Blue Day. However, I do want to test it again, and we'll be testing it tomorrow, this time for its Purple Time day, which hasn't been possible because the Arch Magnus Hero class didn't exist until 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty much the game plan, testing it for Blue Day today, and testing it for Purple Day tomorrow. I almost feel like Purple Day is even going to be better these days, which is kind of interesting, given that it looked like initially Blue might have been the better day. But that's going to be the first thing we'll mess with. Other than that, of course, we are still doing the Delve. For any of you that didn't catch it this morning, we are currently at 3:30 to be exact. And probably the goal was to reach 350 this stream. I think we could easily reach that, obviously. We are starting to do rush method and just taking a straight path to the end, since that's half the delve anyways. And yeah, we definitely have enough sigils. We end up overbuying the event. We actually spent 2,910 on the event, mostly because Pure Faction is going to be the most annoying thing in the entire game. So hopefully it's not too bad. Also, I didn't claim all the loot from that. We'll need to go do that. Actually, I might as well take it right now. Why not? Let's see. This is everything that you get from completing out a event. This takes way less than how much we've put into it. But if you do end up completing it out, it gives 2 Valkies, 10 diamonds, 1,950 souls, 80,000 gold, 500 shards, 4 random orbs, 7 mythic ingots, a portrait, and a title. And from those orbs, we get a blue. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I almost saw a triple blue. Well, that's good. Well, we already got an insane value off of that. And can we get another blue? Double green, or double blue, double green. I'll take it. That was so close to triple blue. I have gotten triple blue before. It is very rare, since blue is the rarest of the 3. I think its drop rate's like 15 or something. Oh yeah, Keylime was doing a 24-hour stream. He did end up mentioning it for. Oh, he's made it a charity stream? What charity is he doing it for? I don't know how anyone can honestly do a 24-hour stream. But I'll need to go catch it then. See what game he's doing. What game is he doing currently? Yeah, he actually told me about that too, and I just actually completely forgot. Wait, I thought he was starting on Saturday though. Wait, was it on Friday or Saturday? Or am I completely losing track of my days? Or is he already starting it and it's going into Saturday? But anyways. Yeah, we'll go definitely check it out. But let's go do all of our things. But yeah, I'll check it out after the stream. I'm not sure how long I'll be up tonight, though, to watch it. What do we even need to do here? We need to not do this. We need to go to Guild Wars. I was just in this menu to go and show the thing. But hello, everyone. Hope all of you been doing well. Hello. Let's see. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Umberto. Hello, Jellybean. Hello, David. Hello, Joyful Dragonfly. Hello, Matt. Hello, Vortex. Hello, William. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Adrian. Welcome, everyone. Are you still going to be doing the Tina? No. I was mostly doing it for the 200 to 300 range. Because that's, or actually, I mostly did it for the... Wait, what range did I mostly do it for? I think I stopped doing it at about a 220, I believe. And the main reason for that was, it just ends up slowing down a lot. But no, I've been using Zugoff now. And for Guild War, we're going to be running this. It is Anuceptor, Shibanu, and double Winter Imp. This was the same thing we ran last time. I'm currently running it with Death Knight. I'm almost tempted to switch to Corsair. I am very tempted, just for the higher amount of blue. What was the main reasoning behind Death Knight? I know there was a really specific reason as to why. And I almost feel like it's Dispel, even though it's currently not set to Dispel. I'm pretty sure I had it for Dispel counter, but unless they're specifically running it, I don't think we need it. Let's see. Hunter's Mark, immune to freeze, gold, extra life to blue, submerge, dodge, actually extra blue mana in this case. I don't know. It's in first slot. And rogue gaining extra magic, which actually does nothing for this. But, yeah, I think we'll go with that. Oh, it might have also been for the elemental bonus. I forgot. We are running triple elemental. And Death Knight does have that weird elemental thing where elements keep gaining benefit. You know what? That might actually be worth it given that we already have so many blue. Maybe that actually is the way to go. I don't know. I don't think we're really going to need Banish that often, though. Yeah. And it is for the elemental bonus. And I guess as a backup plan in case we die. Oh, yeah. It was also for Blue Storm. I remember why. I had Blue Storm at start, which is very relevant for the first 4 turns. They can actually even let us win on the first 4 turns. I remember now. Okay, yeah, Death Knight makes sense. For a second, it really threw me off. But yeah, between the +2 blue off of Imps and +2 off of that, you kind of already have enough blues. You don't really need Corsair to have even more blue. And he's running Yagway, oddly enough. I think we can hard counter that quickly enough that it's not a threat. We actually don't even use the brown color. That's a little bit weird to be running on Blue Day. I say that, but we can still so easily lose to it. Just one of those teams where you can just sometimes lose. It's very unfortunate. You got 3 Orb Ascension for your last 3? Oh gosh. That is super overpowered if you got it that often. Though I got really lucky before I went on vacation and during vacation. 4 days in a row I got a kill 150 task, which is absurdly good luck for it. Okay, I think I destroy yellow. Or red, actually. I don't use red. Maybe that's a mistake with this team. I don't use red against a team that's at red. But, I have to deny something here. It's either yellow or purple. And I feel like yellow is safer. Okay. Now we take full mana Vespera this turn. Ideally. Which I can't. So I would need purple for it. Well, I was hoping at least one purple would be takeable. What even is the plan here? At this rate, it might take 3 turns to us to get full mana, which is not ideal. Well, we'll do that. Destroy purple. And then get Vespera rolling. Okay, I think we could work off of that. Now let's start buffing up Hero. Just to get a little bit of attack. And now we start buffing up the Imps and destroy everything. What's their damage? 117. 126. Oh, how do you not have full mana? What are you doing? Already failing us. I could Anu Scepter here. It's not for extra turn, though, I don't believe. Which is problematic. I think we still go for it, though, because we get a refill off of the top there. Okay. How much damage do we need to double hit here? More than what we have, that's for sure. Let's see. What are you up to right now? 153 and a 195. That should be enough now. So we'll do that. Do that. And now we rinse and repeat and do that 4 more times. And that should be a pretty solid Guild War score. Assuming we don't lose. That's a weird team to be using on a blue day. Because it uses a lot of blue. Normally you want to counter the color. Well, you still want to use something that uses it. Because the enemy will likely create a lot of the color, obviously, on the day of. Oh. Freeze is going to be a problem, though. This team does not have anti-freeze. Though once you give, once you get the magic, it doesn't matter as much. But prior to getting the imps buffed, that can be slightly problematic. I almost want to deny blue here, just because of how much he uses it. Even though we also use it pretty much just as much. I think we're going to go for yellow instead. Ideally, there's enough purple on the board. And the answer is exactly enough, actually. Or we could do it that way. That works, too. Okay. So, we have the problem of that. Too bad this doesn't have cleanse attached to it. So, we have the problem of that being frozen. I don't think we have any direct way to get around that, other than the fact we currently have mana. And for that reason, I can just cast. It's not going to be enough to kill. But, I can cast twice and hope we're cleansed by then. Of course we're not. Hopefully that's enough mana. Good. And even though we lose our turn here, we won. Ooh, gosh, he got a lot of damage in there, though. Hello, Submerge. Why'd you gotta get Submerge? There you go, you dropped Submerge by taking Skull. Good job. Because even when there's only one enemy left, Submerge still works for whatever reason. Submerge is a really weird mechanic. Well, he got a lot of damage in there, which lowered our score, but still went relatively quick turn-wise. Also, hello, Jeremy. Hello, William. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Isabel. Glad you could join us. And hello, Adrian, if I didn't already say hi earlier. Welcome, welcome. Of course, first things first is to go get this thing to full mana. One nice thing I like about the purple team is you actually don't need to get the Vespera up first. You can actually get your mana generator up first. So, can we get a good move here? I feel like there's some way we could get an extra turn. If I move red over, there's chance we get yellow off a Sky off this yellow storm and get extra turn. We did not. At least we got a double yellow drop. Anything else that we could do to get lucky? Doesn't look like it. Unless we want to take this brown and hope for double yellow. But that is way too chancy. I could try for triple yellow, though. Let's see. Would we have gotten double yellow from it? We would not have. So good thing I didn't try for it. What do I go for here? Do I destroy yellow? Is that even worth it? I think almost for the board clear it is, and just to make sure he doesn't have yellow. So we'll do that. Now we can start on blue. As long as this doesn't miss, we should be good. I'm actually going to do this on hero just because I'm scared it's going to die here. And now we should be fine. So we'll do that a billion more times, and then kill him twice. Only thing we really have to worry about is Divine Ishpal Law alignment when we actually go and cast. Oh, we should have enough damage in a few more casts if we don't already. Let's see, 154 into 168. That's not enough. Still use a few more casts. Oh yeah, I could just keep doing that until we have enough skulls and then the cast. Yeah, that works too. There we go. And he doesn't even get to rope dart. Oh yes, he does! No! That was 4 damage short. How was that 4 damage short? Now you're dead. That's unfortunate. I definitely thought that was enough damage. Should have calculated it out, but oh well. Another rope dart team. Is that what I use for this defend day? I don't think so. No, I use it for previous defend day. This was 510 earlier. I got a little lost since then. We're running a Mira, Life and Death, Arachne Weaver, and King Avalon. It's pretty much a standard Life and Death team, except for maybe the Mira part of it. But I'm just running that because I'm using it on Blue Day. But, yeah, I did okay. Got the highest amount of wins, at least, if nothing else. Though it looks like my guild lost the most this day compared to any other day for whatever reason. Is this guild really high or something in this bracket? No, they're only one above us, which is kind of weird. Actually, what is the highest guild we fought this week so far? What defend day was it? Oh, the guild we're up against right now is actually the highest guild we were up against all week. Interesting. Yeah, every single other person was behind us. Oh, except for that one. The Brazil one. The Brazil one we actually fought on Green Day. And they only had 10 people that made it. Whereas this one had 16. Could just be that Green Day's harder. Especially against that team, gosh. But still, that means they also had to fight a bunch of my other things. Or, you know, everyone else in the guild they end up doing better against. Because I can basically see how good my guild is doing by being Paragon. Basically, by the number of defends that we had, is how many people were not defeated by someone in my guild. So there was 11, 13, 10, and so far 16 for today that were not defeated by someone in my guild. And generally anything below 15 is what you're aiming for the most part. And ideally those numbers being as small as possible. Man, anyways. Good. Okay, let's go and keep going. We'll see. I was just checking that. Don't think we need to tweak anything here. Yeah, I don't think Zeddicus is here right now, but I'll let you know, or I'll let him know the Krill. And hopefully he'll see it on the replay if he watches them. Then as some people like to catch them after the fact. This is why we upload them all. For anyone who can't catch them live. Okay, we have a problem here. Unless I can destroy for an extra turn. He is getting, Oh, I can't even destroy for an extra turn. We're frozen. That is problematic. Maybe I should go run Dispel on it. Gosh. Okay, we got unfrozen on one. So we could do something like that. Problem is, we're still frozen on the other. Oh, we have exact enough damage to kill it, though. How wonderful. Should I Anu Scepter kill it? You don't use green. No, let's take a skull. Ooh, he just took out Vespera. That's a problem. Okay, never mind. He lets Vespera live. Weird. Okay, that's very beneficial. He, for whatever reason, let Vespera live. Unfortunately, the thing we got extra turn on was not that. Okay, we got a problem. Good news is we're not frozen on anything. The bad news is we lost half our team, including Vespera. And the imp doesn't have that much damage. We could actually lose this. Or we're using a weapon that's like full support. Okay. Haven't lost yet. Though he does have rope dart, so that's pretty lost. Let's see. Especially since we literally just used blue. And he has Submerge, if that wasn't already bad enough. Oh, and we're about to lose our only damage source. Oh, and we're dead. And by the way, dead. RIP. Well then, that's unfortunate. And of course we have to fight it again. I'm still going to use the same team. I still feel like this is worth using for Guild War Blue. I'm just not sure if we just got super trolled that battle or not. Biggest issue is definitely freeze. Obviously. Any Vespera team, I feel like biggest issue is freeze. And the big issue with a lot of them too is there's no room for cleanse. Because there's no good single color cleanse in the game. Except for maybe yellow weapon. Did he just really kill Vespera on turn 1? I honestly think Rope Dart has a 100% rate of hitting Vespera first. I think I mentioned that last Guild War too. I'm not sure what it is about Vespera, but Rope Dart will target it 100% of the time in like any team you use it in. Even if you're using things that have other multiple colors, it just loves targeting Vespera. I'm not sure what they did to code it, but I'm pretty sure it has a 100% rate of hitting Vespera in any team that Vespera appears. So we might need to stop using Vespera if we ever see Rope Dart, just ever. Because it seems to hard counter it very, very well. Oh, this battle's still not lost, though. It is very likely that we lost. Which is very unfortunate, because that'll be 2 losses today, then. Well, let's take some blues. Let's get this all the way up. I actually want Hero to die at this point. That is not what I want you targeting. Well, that's not how I wanted it to die. Well, that's problematic. We lost. That's Guild War, so we still have to try scoring a bit. Kill everything. You got this, Winter Imp. Somehow win. Do like 1 billion more of those and we'll win. Let's see. And somehow not get entangled. Yeah, he only has 97 damage. There's no way he's gonna win it. Not to mention we still have to deal with some merge too, so we can only really hit his first slot any given time. Which basically reduces my damage by 1/3 right now. And now we can't use skulls. And then next turn we die. Actually, maybe not next turn. We'll survive probably a few more turns. Wait, did we get a death mark kill? Nice. Too bad that was the only thing that got death marked. Due to Bless. I could skull that if we weren't entangled. We kind of still have to skull it. Oh no, he wins. Regardless, we can't deny both of them. Nor do we have any way to deny either of them. And we're dead. I don't know, maybe we don't run Vespera for blue. I feel like we would for purple. But double loss. So that is a hard team to defeat. It is one of the stronger defends. Divinish Ball Equivalent combo is still one of the best combos in the game with Rope Dart. There's a lot of different orders that you can run it in. I'm still not even sure what optimal order is. But it is one of the strongest defend teams in the game. Or among one of them. But then again, almost everything for Guild War will be. Oh no, it's just really bad against Rope Dart. Apparently. Like, I just want to show this. Like, I am pretty confident. Let me go set it up for defend. That Rope Dart has a 100% rate of hitting Vespera anytime you use Vespera. Let's actually go test it real quick. For fun. I can't recall a single time I have used a team that has Vespera in it, where Rope Dart doesn't hit Vespera immediately. What am I looking for? I'm looking for defend. What day do I run Vespera? I mean, what day do I run Rope Dart for defend. I know it's one of these. Where are you? Defend red? No. Defend green? Yes. Set defend green. Test team. Fight Vespera with it. Okay, I'm going to do nothing and see if it hits Vespera. He's going to take some mana. He'll take some mana. Wait till he does Rope Dart. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. For whatever reason, yeah, okay. Let's see. Will you hit Vespera? No, he didn't that time. Still got a kill, though. No, he actually didn't hit Vespera. Okay, I guess it doesn't always go for Vespera. But it sure loves to, that's for sure. But anyways. Oh, how do we have a redeem code? Oh, yeah, what's his name? Key Lime's giving them out right now, probably. Well, we'll have one soon, TM. But anyways, we got all that. Let's go do Adventure Board. Now that our Guild Wars failed. Actually, what did we score for Guild Wars? I didn't even double check. Since we got a double loss, I just knew it was like so low. That's embarrassing to look at. Actually, we almost got all sixes. We got 6,640. So obviously pretty low. It's like a few thousand less than it should be. What's our total now? Ooh, that's a bad total. 33,000. Though still seems to be pretty high average for the guild. Because a lot of them seems to be around 33,000 for our highest. We got 34,000. But yeah, it looks like we're not keeping Paragon anymore. We've had it for a couple weeks in a row, or a couple months in a row. But I think I'm finally losing it after that 3-2 there. 4-1 didn't help. And we're right in the middle of the bracket right now. Okay, anyways. Let's go run out dailies, hand out code, and then mess with faction. Since we haven't actually gotten to do any faction yet this stream. Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. We got hit on Vespera twice on Rope Dart for immediate Rope Dart destruction. And it definitely knocked us out. Yeah, Vespera's biggest problem in most teams is that the team is so based on Vespera that if they somehow manage to focus Vespera, you automatically lose. She's really bad against quick starts. Anything that has a really quick start, freeze, and anything that can focus her immediately. Any of those three teams she's pretty bad against. So things like Rope Dart, things like Empower, and things like anything with freeze are the main things that she's weak against. Though in all fairness, a lot of teams are weak against freeze. That's why it's so popular for Guild War. Particularly Frost Mage. Though I wonder if we're going to stop seeing Frost Mage with Submerge as much now that there's a hard counter. I don't feel like it's going to deter that many people. Just because the hard counter, for one, is only usable on Blue and Purple Day. And also because there isn't any exceptionally good teams for Captain McCall. Though I did mention a Blue Guild War team for it that I didn't even use today. That I will be showing in a video with it. Earlier you said there is a better team to use than a Paladin team, including the Shield, Leprechaun. Yeah, you can end up doing it with Rowan. Urskea Shield into Rowan is stronger than with Paladins. And the main reason for that is Rowan has double the boost ratio, and it hits all enemies. So you get a lot more value out of using on Rowan for Rowan. How do the points from your defend team work? What do you mean? Like what aspect of them? You don't actually get points for it, per se. Unless you're talking about like that 12,000 points thing. Like you don't directly get points from your defend team. You can only reduce the enemy's points from your defend teams. The only kind of points you specifically get from your defend teams, technically, is if you set a unique troop to every single one of them, so that all 24 troops you have set to them across all 6 of your defend teams, if all 24 of them are unique, you get a total of 12,000 more points. However, those points apply when you do your battles, not at any other point. So theoretically, it just count right towards your battles. But you can get 20,000 points from your defense by making sure they're all unique. The only other thing that you really get from them is reducing down the enemy's points. You don't actually get any. specifically, as long as they're all unique. The strength of your defend teams are basically just to deny the enemy's points, more so than anything. And their uniqueness is to gain more points. Could I use the team setup? Sure, I was running it for factions earlier. I also run a variant of it for Explorer. Actually, I believe I still have it saved. I mentioned it for the video earlier this morning, too. For the faction video. But it's the Rowan team with Earthscaler Shield. And it's centered around the two of them together. It's this team right here. Actually, let me take this before I forget to do it. And then we'll go show the team. Grab our splodies. Have I covered pure faction for Woods? Yes, it's the green-purple exploder with 3 legends. However, the team by the end of the faction will basically be completely random. But I feel like that's the better thing to start with. As far as the Rowan team, this is the Rowan team. Or that's not the Rowan team. Oh no, I overrid it. Fail. Okay, well, let me go rebuild it. I overwrit the team I was doing earlier with Tina. But it's Rowan, Leprechaun, Earthscaler Shield, and you could probably just go a second Leprechaun, actually. The cheaper version of it's running second Leprechaun. You can run other things depending on what you want to do. And you set the banner to, I believe it was +2 green, +1 brown. It's that banner. But yeah, and you can also set it the other way around. Actually, it might even be better the other way around. Even though you have -1 blue, the goal is to only cast Rowan once, so it's fine if you have -1 blue. And the class you set it to is pretty much any class you want to go level. So in my case, I would want to level Archmagnus. But you can do it to whatever. Titan would be the safest option. But yeah, something along those lines. And it's Earthscaler Shield, Rowan, Leprechaun, and last slot you have leeway to be pretty much anything you want. It could be a second Leprechaun, can be Possessed King, can be another damage source. It can even be a second Rowan if you want to kind of run it that way with a different banner and actually feed both of them mana, since the enchant will make sure you get the other mana anyways. Yeah, it really just depends which way you want to run it. But that's the general premise of the team, is Earthscaler Shield, Rowan, and Leprechaun. Those 3 troops. And the 4th one you can kind of mess around with depending on how you want to play it. And depending on what game mode you're using it for. The other main variant of it, of course, is the Explorer variant, which is used for much lower level content, but it wins very quick at that lower level content. Probably see me using a lot. It's the anything at first slot that doesn't block Rowan, Leprechaun, and not Possessed King, and Mirage Queen there. Mirage Queen is just a quick mana start your Rowan, and then you instant kill. And rinse and repeat for really quick kills. It only works when Rowan can one-shot the entire enemy team, though. Which is mostly for lower level Explorer and lower level dungeon, adventure board like you see us doing. But anyways, now all that's out the way. Let me go hand out code, and then let's go work on the faction. And go a little bit quicker, or a little bit further. We're currently at 330. And I said I wanted to reach at least 350 tonight, but I think we could easily get past that. Especially since we're doing skip method. Probably get to like 360, 370. But anyways, let me do code. Let's see. Where is my code section? I know I have them. I think I marked all the way up to where we used this morning, so this should work, this next one in line. And the answer is yes, so good. I did mark up all the way to it perfectly. Copy that, paste that, copy, and here you guys go. Here's the redeem code. Use on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here in the bottom left corner. Redeem code is right over there in chats. Copy paste the random letters. And it gives the same thing as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And it works only on PC mobile version. Does not work on any of the console versions of the game. Okay, so with all that out of the way, that's not what I want to click on. With all that out of the way, let's go do the vault event. So we left off at 330. We actually went and got a +1 armor too. We got the bare minimum to go get +1 armor, which means soon we'll be able to get the first ever magic bonus. as soon as we get a new kingdom added to the game, it will be possible, theoretically, to have a +1 magic bonus. I believe I need to go do 2 more pure factions in order to get that done. So you might see me doing a lot of pure factions on Tuesdays very soon, given that it might be required if we want to go and get that magic, because you would need to have almost every single kingdom fully maxed out if you want to get that magic bonus immediately. But yeah, next faction that comes out is theoretically possible to have +1 magic. Currently it is not, but once we get one more faction it will be. So that's going to be pretty cool. That'll be the first magic that ever comes in from having Renown. And that is a pretty noteworthy stat to have, a permanent +1 magic, of course. While the 4 armor, 4 HP, and 2 attack might not do too much, 1 magic is very, very huge. Although those stats are still nice to have, obviously. They're definitely not nothing, but it all adds up. But yeah, new +1 magic will be available in 1 month from now. Forget the exact dates. Actually, I do know. We can find out what the exact date is. 1 second. The exact date that it will be available is on... Why do I have 2 pages showing the exact same page? Where am I looking for? I'm looking for Kingdom spoilers. The exact date is February 21st. As of February 21st, we will be able to get +1 magic permanently off of Delve Renown. However, you would need an absurdly high 44,000, which requires pretty much having every single kingdom in the game except for 3 100% maxed at 2,500. There's definitely several hundred people that are at that point, maybe even a couple thousand. But yeah, it is pretty hard to do. And if you don't get it immediately, you'd be able to get it a little bit easier as more factions come into the game, of course. So you don't necessarily need to get it immediately. But of course, I kind of want to, because 1 magic is pretty big. Anyways, this is what we're currently using for delves. Mountain Crusher, Zugoff, Leprechaun, and Ubstet uses the Mountain Crusher Leprechaun combo. Pretty standard combo. In order to feed Zugoff and Ubstet, with Zugoff being the main component, and Ubstet kind of just being there as a little bit of cleanup. Oh yeah, sometimes you might need to refresh the page or go there manually. I'm not sure what it is whenever I send the link, but sometimes it doesn't like to work immediately. Someone had an issue with that this morning too. Not sure why that is. I have no other way of pasting it to you guys though. So if it ever doesn't work like that, just refresh the page or go to it manually at gemsofwar.com and then go to redeem code section. Hello Clarence, welcome. But yeah, the stealth overall, as far as progressing through it, nothing too annoying. The only really annoying part about it is pure faction. That and the layout's pretty annoying. However, if you're rushing it, you don't really realize how annoying the layout is. And since I've started rushing it, it's been a lot less annoying. Because the layout is really bad. It's even worse than Warren's. Like, Warren's at least has some funness to it. This one is just set up really weird with how it's shaped. Even though they're both very similarly shaped. I just feel like this one just ends up being worse. Because at least with Warren's, you have a little bit more options for how you navigate around it. Whereas this one's really static. I also feel like Warren's was getting more treasure rooms. Even though I believe both of them have the same amount of guaranteed treasure rooms. It's 1 guaranteed treasure rooms with 2 rooms with a chance of treasure room. Which is the exact setup Warren's has. Hello, Polly! Welcome. And dead. Also, we stopped using hero classes. I was using the Arc Magnus hero class to get it leveled some. But we finally got to level 70. That was something else that happened this morning stream that I forgot to mention. We did finally get level 70 Arc Magnus. So we can finally go do a video for it. Probably recording that tomorrow morning. Stream will probably start again at noon and I'll get it recorded in the morning. Seems like the game plan. Please be enough damage. I am going to double check and is enough. Hello, Hugin. Welcome. Water. Also, it's going to bother me. Let me go change the size I just accidentally dragged the border. I believe it's under the settings. Gosh, I moved it by 10 pixels. I wonder why it looks so off. I almost clicked the retreat button. That would have been a fail. Not a good idea to do it in the battle screen, even though it's possible too. All we need is one skull. There we go. Hello, James! Yeah, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Definitely helps out a lot. Not sure how many we're currently at. When we started to stream, we were at 0. That's kind of to be expected, but sometimes people preemptively like. I think we had one stream before where we had like 10 likes, like double-digit likes before the stream even started, for whatever reason. What do we even take here? I'll take that for now. Grab a Ubistet. Or not Ubistet. I'm saying Ubistet as I'm trying to cast Zugov. Wow, we got 0 skulls out of that. There's something that can happen sometimes though. Doing brown so we can hopefully get brown barrier. Take a skull. That should be Ubistet kill range. And we just need to feed him the full mana. Hey, that was you and your other 10 alts. And dead. What level would I do pure faction? Well, if you're not planning on doing 500, 100, 150, and 200s are the main ones you'd want to do, with 100 and 200 being the most noteworthy. Like 100 is the bare minimum you want to do for pure faction ever. You should never do less than 100. But I always just keep doing 500 lately. Just because ever since potions came into the game, you can basically just buy 500 every single time. And since I have an excess of diamonds, since I have an excess of gems, we can easily just do it for free and just easily max out the faction every single time with our excess diamonds that we accumulate. But how many diamonds come in through the game, I can actually naturally keep up that rate as well, since we don't really waste diamonds for other things like getting troops. I haven't used diamonds for troops for like 1.5 to 2 years now, because we've had every troop in the game, and keys come in at a rate that the keys that come into the game is enough to generally keep up with the content that comes into the game. Assuming your guild is active. And that's even without Vault event. We've missed 2 of the last 3 Vault events, and we've still been keeping up with resources. However, our gems is noticeably slightly lower because of that. I have rich people with unlimited diamonds. I actually have enough diamonds to craft 14 mythics right now. But that's mostly because I already had every single troop in the game. Like, I've been around since mythics existed. Or, I've been around the entire history of the game. But it was really easy to keep up with mythics if you've been playing since mythics were released. Because you can simply just get every new mythic when they come out. And even if you miss some, you can just craft them with diamonds. And it wasn't too bad on my Nintendo Switch account. Within 1 month of playing the Nintendo Switch account, we had 1/3 the mythics in the game, which was probably a bit above average. We were in the best guild in the entire game at the time. But within 1 month, we had 1/3 the mythics in the game. The harder part is getting the last few, though. Like, once you have more than half, the problem is getting that other half. Because gem keys as an option to get mythics become increasingly less effective the more mythics you have, due to the fact that you can accidentally repeat mythics. And there's no, like, transfer system in this game. If you end up getting a mythic you don't need, you just get a mythic you don't need, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Which is a little bit of weird about this game. Like, almost every single game like this, like Gems of War, has a method that you can actually, like, transfer the mythic for at least some kind of crafting resource or something. If you end up getting one that you just really don't need. But Gems of War actually has nothing for that, surprisingly. Which is weird because they added diamonds to the game, yet they have no way to disenchant legends or diamonds for, legends or mythics for diamonds. Which would make a lot of sense if they did. I thought they would when they first were talking about adding diamonds, or something like diamonds, but they never ended up doing it. Tacet got lost somewhere in Underworld on Switch, never to be seen again. Pretty much. My Switch account was actually the furthest progressed account I ever did on an alt account. And we also spent $70 on it. It was the only account I've ever had where I spent money on it. Every single other one I kept 100% free to play. I'm just gonna skull poke him. I don't think that's enough damage, is it? I guess it is actually. Never mind. Keep underestimating how big that boost ratio is. And also how much magic it has right now. Here we go, another one down. Bunch of loot all over the place, all of which we barely even need. Here's our 350. So we're definitely above the schedule I thought we'd be at. Because I was thinking like this, the end of stream we'd be at 350, but we're already at it. Mostly because the previous stream went a bit further as well. I underestimate how quick this team can actually go. I knew it would be quick, I just forgot it's this quick. Because it wins basically all these battles at the same speed, even as we're moving forward. Which is pretty beneficial. Is that enough to kill? No. That is though. Have you ever created a gem value table? Comparing gold to gems, orbs to gems, everything to gems? No. However, I've been meaning to make a video about it, and I will be very, very soon in the near future. Covering the gem value of everything in the game. And in doing so, that would also indirectly make an entire table, or not necessarily a table, but you know, a listing of every single resource and its gem value associated to it. Though some things are an opinionated gem value. For example, the gem value of a major blue orb. And also somewhat a major blue orb. Though a major blue orb you can directly convert for about 400 gems, 500 gems. And there's even a way to convert it for over 500 gems. But a major blue is more so an opinion. And there's a few others that are somewhat like that. Because there isn't really a direct way to value how much it's worth. Because it can have multiple different values. Because some things are pretty obvious what their value is, like a gem key. A gem key is worth 9 gems. And there's not a single instance where it is not worth 9 gems. Unless you're considering it 10 gems. But generally you consider it 9 gems, because most people have enough to buy gems in 50 bulks, which you should pretty much be the only method you ever get them in. Because you lose value if you do it in any other situation. And also, most things I base based on their end game value. So, for example, a gem key is worth 9 gems because in end game or later in the game, you would never buy them in anything other than 50 bulk. Something like a small purple, I consider 135 gems. However, it could theoretically be worth 150 gems or even less than that, depending on what value you end up using. Because if you're early on in the game and you don't have 40,000, or if you don't have all the guardians, if you don't have all the guardians, you're already taking the value by half. So it's 135 gem value would be a 68 or whatever that comes out to value instead. So you're basically losing half the value by not having all the guardians yet. And there's stuff like that. So I generally base it based on its end game value when I consider most resources. But I'd probably mention both when I do the video. Because now that they added another 6 Guardians, it is pretty relevant that some people might be getting half the value. Which means instead of getting 675 gem value from a purple, major purple, if you don't have all the Guardians, it's actually a 300 and whatever that comes out to, 300 something something. Like a 337 or something. Let's see, let's throw that down. Need to get one more poke so we can actually lower it into kill range. That should be enough. Is that enough? Yes. Maybe super stick kill it. Did he revive off of that? Or was he naturally there? Why do I feel like he revived? Okay, we'll take the red. Hit a mountain. Zugoff if he gets some mana. And he's dead. And also there's quite a few things that don't have a gem value. Because there's a difference between something having a gem value and a usefulness value. Deeds have 0 gem value. However, they're one of the most useful resources currently in the entire game. So just because something doesn't have a gem value doesn't mean it's a bad resource. It just means it doesn't have a gem value. And gem value basically just means that in some way, shape, or form it saves you gems. And the reason this is relevant is the main contributing factor to how many mythics you can accumulate is based on your overall gem value. The only real exception to this is diamonds, which have the capability of directly converting into mythics. However, they theoretically don't really have a gem value. They do and they don't. They do in the sense that they can craft legends and mythics, which are the main things that you'd be using gems for anyways. However, they don't really have like a one-to-one gem value. They're one of like the weird ones. I guess they technically do have a gem value. It's just weird to really value it though. Because what do you... That would be one of the more opinionated ones. Because what do you really value the conversion rate of being able to instantly get a mythic? I guess you could value it based on how many gem keys it takes to get a mythic. But even that isn't exactly its value. Because you have guarantee pick when you do it through diamonds. Whereas obviously through gem keys you do not have guarantee pick on what it is. Well, the main thing with deeds is they don't save you anything with gem value in any stage of getting them. The only things that they give as rewards is higher stats for delves, higher stats when you're using multiple from the same kingdom, and an extra stat bonus. Not a single one of those things contributes to you gaining any kind of actual value as far as resources. Not a single thing it gives in return is resource related. While it is required to get upgrades on kingdoms and do post level 10 leveling, which is one of the most important things for the kingdoms, or you know, the only thing that can really bring them further other than kingdom stars. While it is important to get those upgrades, they don't inherently have any gem value. But they are very valuable resources nonetheless. Oh, why'd I do that? We could have just won with Ubistet. Whoops. Mistakes were made. The struggle of using Ubistet. Accidentally killing the weak troop you need in order to win. Luckily we have Zugoff though, so we can just clean up with that. Another pretty useful resource that actually technically has no gem value is metals. Metal. I'll take that for now. And let's kill it with Zugoff. You're only doing level 60. How long has it taken you to get this high? So far, we've probably put about 2.5 hours to get this high. However, we have an absurd amount of potion effects, and we've also been using pretty meta teams the entire time, many of which use mythics. The only team we used that didn't use any mythic was the Rowan or Skea Shield and Rowan Mountain Crusher teams. But every team we've been using since then has been using mythics. And we've pretty much been switching to optimal team from optimal team for whatever level range we were doing. And the team we're currently using is a little hard to build, mostly because of Zugoff. And it does use another mythic. But if you own Zugoff, you probably own Ubistet. How did he not get full mana from that? Luckily, it's just sitting there. So we'll go for this. That'll hopefully do enough damage to bring him into Ubistet range. We then go use Ubistets and get our double kill, and just feed him again to get Zugoff for the finish. Did I see that Warcraft 3 Reforged was delayed? Yes, by the fact that it wasn't out already. But, yeah. I didn't see when it was delayed, too. But I'm not surprised that it got delayed. Oh, that is right around the corner, though. Yeah, we'll definitely play it to some degree. Maybe I'll play the first one prior a little bit. The non-reforged version. I'm trying to think of what day would be good for it. I don't know, maybe next weekend. There's still some things I want to get done this weekend. And hey, we'll have new glasses by then too. But I'll mostly be doing custom maps. Probably just my more favorite custom maps that are out there. The only problem with streaming a Warcraft 3 would be matchmaking can take a while sometimes. Not because the player base is exceptionally low, which it technically is. Like Gems of War has are looking to try to play. Yeah, I didn't bother with the beta. Just because I assumed the beta wouldn't have most of the custom maps. And custom maps is like 90% of what I play, if not more, for Warcraft 3. If I'm ever going to bother touching it. Because there are quite a few really noteworthy custom maps that have existed over the years. Mostly Dota. Like, it literally made one of the biggest... a lot of good tower defenses, too. The game engine is really, really good for tower defense. And there we go. Yes, the new troops are for Skea Explore, which is something that we knew for a while. That was kind of put into question in the most recent week, but then still was Skea. But yes, they are associated to Skea. That is correct. I mentioned that in the morning stream as well. I don't think I mentioned that at all this stream. But yes, they are associated to Skea, the 4 new troops that we got from the most recent kingdom. And it was supposed to be like that for a while. And it turned out it was going to be like that. And it just was. Because that's what the file said. And that's what the game did. And generally what the file says is what the game will do. Unless the devs change it last minute. Could have been an oversight on their part. But nonetheless, it came out to Skea. No, none of them have immune to poison. That's why I was saying Skea would get buffed when this faction came out. And the reason for that is we have that really annoying 25% revive troop in our Skea as of about a month ago to poison or anything annoying for when you're running those quick teams. So it's a huge buff to running the Explorer. Since now you have a lower chance of finding the only annoying troop within the kingdom. And none of them have immune to poison. What do you replace Zugov with? There is no replacement for Zugov on this team. This is one of the teams that's built completely around the Zugov. You'd be better off just switching into a Rowain team or something else at that point. Like Urskea Shield Rowain, or not allow Iron Gut. So you can't use Iron Gut method either. Which is normally what you use instead of Zugov. Like if I was to say what a replacement for Zugov is, it's normally Iron Gut. But even though they use exact opposite colors. But or almost exact opposite colors. But he's not usable for this stove, unfortunately. The cheapest you can get away with is something like Urskea Shield, Rowain, Leprechaun, and one other option. Either a second Leprechaun, some other utility, or a second Rowain, or whatever you want to do for the other 4th slot. We were running that some earlier. I just find it a bit slower compared to this. Mostly because instant kills this deep in delves tend to be the quickest method. The only problem is all the good instant kills are all mythics. I'm just gonna do that now and just rush up his mana again. If the new troop changes, doesn't it get rid of the stats effects? Yes. Oh yeah. I guess theoretically, if they get a transform off, that would happen. However, they all have a very low % chance of transforming. And generally, you would win before they get a single cast. But yeah, you are technically right. They could be a little bit annoying in that they actually could cleanse the poison off of them by transforming. However, the highest transform on any of them is 25% chance. In most battles, you win without them ever getting a cast. It's the same kind of ordeal as the Summoner. There's technically a Summoner within the kingdom. However, you win at such a quick speed that they generally don't have time to summon. So I guess they could be a little bit annoying in that regard. It's not that hard to repoison, though, when you're using something like Uryali. Assuming you're using the Uryali method. I just want to mountain that. There's so many browns on that board, gosh. Can't not use mountain there. Whoa, 1 mana short. What are you doing? Will I be playing the Fire Emblem DLC? We never did stream the entire game of Fire Emblem when we ended up doing it. So, sure, we probably will. I believe it's coming out pretty soon, too. Isn't it coming out early next month? Also, I might stream Byleth, too. I am pretty hyped for Byleth. I will probably completely fail with it initially, though. But, it seems like a really, really fun character. If nothing else, I can switch to Plant and just destroy everyone. But yeah, we haven't streamed Smash for a very long time. Really, any game other than Gems of War. For a couple of months now, I haven't really been streaming much other things. I need to get back into that more often. I know we generally get a lot less viewers for anything that isn't Gems of War, but I don't know, it's fun. And if anyone likes the game that we're currently doing, it's probably fun as well. And if nothing else, more exposure for the channel. Because we can only get so much from just Gems of War. And it was killed with that. It's kind of funny. Every single one of my favorite characters they ever add to Smash keeps coming out in like January. Or like the time that Plant came out. When did Plant come out? January or February? Wasn't it late January? Because that's exactly when Byleth is coming out. Let me go double check. Because it's kind of funny because they keep adding like the exact same time of year. My favorite character of the year. Let's see. How do you spell Piranha Plant? Piranha Plant, Smash release. Smash release dates. Was it late January or early February? It was February 1st. So yeah, that's pretty much the same time. Byleth is coming out January 28th. That's technically the exact same day. Obviously, it's a few days off, but it's pretty much the same day. But yeah, Plant was my favorite one they added last year, and Byleth is probably my favorite one they're adding this year. No, of course, it's literally the first one they're adding this year. Also, what's kind of funny about Byleth and Smash 2 is it's technically 5 characters, because there's male version Byleth, female version Byleth, and then all 3 of the house leaders as uniforms, which pretty much looks exactly like the house leaders. Well, not exactly, but as much as they can do with the model without completely changing it. They need to fix chat scroll. Have they still not fixed it yet? We are getting a mini patch soon. However, like many things, they didn't go over every single patch change that they made as far as bug fixes. And even in the bug fix changelog, they might not even go over all of them, because they have been really notorious for making bug changelogs where they include the text and other bug fixes without actually mentioning what on earth the other bug fixes are. They did that a lot. I feel like a lot of games do that. It's a little bit annoying because they sometimes completely change stuff and we don't even know what it is. For example, something like transform no longer counting for a death was under one of those bug fixes where they said and other bug fix changes. At no point did they actually specifically say they made that change. It was just categorized under other bug fixes, even though it was a really gigantic mechanical change for how transform works as a kill option. Basically, they removed it as a kill option, but they still kept it as a kill option for delves. It's a weird, confusing mess. But at no point did they mention it in the patch notes, which made it even more confusing. I was wondering why we killed a troop and it was still there. He got a 25% revive. That's annoying. Let's see, move that over. Get our splodies. Get our other mountain. And then the Zugoff kill him. And he'd be dead. Well, looks like we're going to make it to 400. Nice. And tomorrow we'll be doing... tomorrow morning we're actually going to be doing Pure Faction. Unlike normally when we do it at night. Tomorrow we're actually going to be doing it in the morning. Pure Faction 500. And we'll be starting around noon, so I shouldn't really say morning. But tomorrow's stream will start at noon Eastern Standard Time. Probably by about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. We'll probably be around Pure Faction. Maybe even probably by 1. We'll probably be at it. And we'll see how that goes. That's going to take a while, though. I feel like Pure Faction will take multiple hours for this faction. Not only will we probably not get it first try, but it's just going to be a really time-consuming delve. Not only is it 5 battles, but every single one of those 5 battles, our entire team can be ruined due to either getting a random death or due to our troops constantly transforming into things that we don't want them to be. It's going to be a really annoying mess. It's going to be extremely luck-based. Both on us wanting to avoid being transformed, but also on actually transforming into correct things if we do transform. I don't always wake up at noon. There are some days I do. I'm finding the noon schedule just to work a little bit better for sleep, though. But I do wake up a little bit earlier than that, like normally around 9 or 10. Which is why I normally have 10 a.m. streams. However, if I do have 10 a.m. streams, it's generally me waking up immediately and then streaming. With, like, no downtime. I have no idea how worse Pure Faction is. Why, is it really that bad? Or is it actually not as bad as I think? Due to my current perspective, I feel like it's the worst Pure Faction in the entire game as far as how annoying it's going to be. I might be over-guesstimating how annoying it's going to be. Maybe it's really easy. But I'm pretty sure it is beyond annoying. Okay, yeah, I assumed it was the worst faction in the entire game, Pure Faction. Based on the transform mechanic. Stonesong Eerie was going to be kind of like that. Stonesong Eerie, prior to them nerfing it, was going to have like a 50% summon and a 25% summon per extra turn. Like, it was going to have a guarantee summon basically every extra turn. But they ended up changing it to be way lower. Prior to it ever being released. However, they didn't do the same for this faction. They kept it at really annoying values. It's not as annoying as Stonesong Eerie would have been pre-nerf. Before it ever was released. But still pretty annoying nonetheless. Also, I keep trying to use Ubistet when we have 3. Because we get more of a boost ratio for it. If we do it the other way around, it actually has a lower chance of killing. I'm not sure if All Seeing Eye would really be considered the second worst. I think second worst is Sunken Fleet, due to the true damage that it has. Because you need a lot of stats to survive the true damage in Sunken Fleet. Oops, that's not who I meant to target. I meant to target his last slot. Whoops. Misclick. Shouldn't be too big a deal, hopefully, though. Good, and it died there. Otherwise, we would have had to deal with summon. So the misclick didn't actually matter. We got lucky there. Also, does anyone else have any other questions? Because after we finish out this faction, I'll probably end out for tonight. And tomorrow I'll be covering the video going over the new hero class. Probably tomorrow morning. Going over the new hero class of Arc Magnus, which came out 2 weeks ago. However, it's pretty relevant to go over it now because tomorrow is Purple Guild War Day. And obviously the best thing for that hero class, given that it has +3 purple, is Purple Guild War Day. So I'll be showing some teams related to it and just messing around with it and all that good stuff. Is that Ubistat range? I don't believe it is. Yes, Chachi is. There we go. Nice. That was only our second chest. Gosh, that's bad. Major problem with Delves is that you only get the pet that allows you to have a better chance at passing Pure Faction by completing level 500 Pure Faction. Well, theoretically, you get the first copy of the pet once you reach 2,000. And you reach 2,000 just for getting to that point. So you technically get it a little bit quicker than that. However, yes, if you want to get that pet upgraded, you have to complete out the entirety of Pure Faction, which doesn't make much sense at all. They should have revamped a couple of the rewards so that by 2,000 you had the pet maxed. Like, give the first copy at 1,500 and have it completely maxed at 2,000, rather than how they have it now, where you get the first copy at 2,000 and you get it maxed at 2,500, and then simply from 2,000 to 2,500 they could set better rewards. And I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually revamp it to that, and literally just remove the rewards that they currently have from 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,000 to 2,500, and move the pet from 1,500 to 2,000. It would make a lot more sense. However, they also probably want to have the pet. One of the main reasonings probably now these days for keeping it how it is it is very valuable to get the pet to max because you need it for kingdom upgrades. And for that reason, they probably want to keep it locked behind 2,500. Because these days, one of the main reasons anyone who would even do factions isn't even necessarily for the renown. It's to go get the pet maxed. Like, part of the economy of the game is actually behind trying to get that pet max now. And for that reason, they probably want to keep it locked behind 2,500. Though it would make sense to at least put some of the other copies prior to that, though. But it would make sense keeping the final copy of it at 2,500. That's like the whole reasoning behind doing 2,500 factions. So you can get another maxed out pet for the faction. which is required for, I believe, 14 Star Kingdoms or something. As well as for a later Star Kingdom. I think it's required for 20, is it? I should forget. Level 20 Delve Pets are the actual end game of Gems of War, pretty much, in a way. Like, one of the biggest end game things is to get 2,500 renown on every faction. Like, that's one of the harder things to do in the entire game. Like, it's on the level of difficulty of getting every mythic in the game, is how hard it is to 2,500 every faction. Because it is very gem intensive if you're going to rush the methods. And even if you're not, it's still pretty gem intensive. Like, getting 2,000 or so, or a little 2,000 plus, or a little bit higher than 2,000 on every faction isn't too hard. But to get every single faction to 2,500 is very, very difficult due to how many stats you need, how many good teams you need, the amount of time you need, and the amount of gems you need. Because if you're going to go use potions for any of those, it costs about 2,000 to 3,000. We spent 2,910 gems on the current one, for which might be the hardest one in the entire game. And we might even need to go slightly further than that. But, yeah, it can get pretty expensive. There are plenty that you can do without them, like Crypt, which you can easily get done without ever spending any potions on it. However, most of them you are going to have to spend potions on it, unless you want to have a lot of attempts where you just fail, like when we were trying it for Half Guardians, which I still kind of want to try to do without potions, but it's just so ridiculously difficult and luck-based. But anyways, guys, that's where we're currently standing. We got our armor. Still need to go do Pure Faction. We'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon, and we'll go from there. Also, we're almost back at 10,000 shards. Nice. That's plenty enough. Need to go repair those diamonds, though. Diamonds have seen better days. We're almost dipping under 20,000, which is not a good sight to see. Want to keep a surplus in case we ever need it for some kind of new update or anything like that. So always like to keep some on reserve. Also need to go get my gold value out. Gosh, we've missed 2 of the last 3 Vault events, which is why my resources seem so low. I definitely need to make sure I get a lot done this next Vault event. Next Vault event's on the 31st. However, I might have a court case that day. So we'll see how that goes. It's not related to me. It's related to my mom's divorce thing. She might not need me for that day, but as currently stands, I probably will. So that's going to eat up my whole day. So we're like a third of the event I won't even be able to grind, unfortunately. But anyways, guys. But yeah, we'll definitely need to grind that Vault event when we can, though. If we can. But anyways, I'll be heading out for now. We'll be back tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, which is in about 15 hours from now. We'll be starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to go until we hopefully get Pure Faction done. That is the goal. We're at 400 right now. We'll go to 500 Deathless and then attempt Pure Faction and see how ridiculously annoying it's going to be. Hopefully we can get in the first few tries. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very, very time consuming otherwise, because every single attempt is going to take at least a half an hour, if not more. Other than that, we'll be back tomorrow night at the same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We might be doing Pure Faction tomorrow night if we didn't get it done in the morning, but hopefully we'll get it done tomorrow afternoon. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed, and best of luck with the new faction, because you're going to need it. How many gems have I spent? 2,910, and that was enough to buy up 9 packs. We bought tier 7 9 times, and it cost 2,910 gems. It costs 1,110 in order to reach tier 6, and then every single time that you want to buy tier 7 costs 200, and we end up buying tier 7 1,800 worth for 9 times. I need more. Well, I'm trying it with this many first and then seeing how it goes. But yeah, we might buy more. But we're going to try it with this many stats and see how it goes. And if we need to buy more, we'll buy more. But I'll be trying it with this much first, because I ideally don't want to use more gems. How viable is that type of teams for a blue delve? What type of teams? I'm not sure what you mean by that type of team. I know, it's probably going to be a very long stream tomorrow. If we don't get it done within 3 hours, I'm just going to try it tomorrow night. We'll probably be attempting after the first hour. That should be how long it takes us to get through the initial battles to get to that point. But yeah, James, I'm not sure what you're asking. How viable is that type of teams for a blue delve? Probably work, but time consuming. I'm not sure what team you're referring to when you say that. Like, generally for blue delves, your main option is Truffle team. Farce Troll, Double Gub Truffle with a weapon. Like, that's, I believe, is the most viable blue delve team right now for upscaling. You can also get away with some of the better Iron Gut teams, because you can get away with Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Iron Gut, and either Possessed King or Mirage Queen in the last slot. Like, those, to my understanding, are the best 2 blue delve teams. And And both those teams can be ran if blue is apparent in the delve. Doesn't even matter what the other color is. Just the blue being present allows you to use those two teams. Same as for blue Tower of Doom, obviously. And even blue Guild War if you really wanted to. Actually, not blue Guild War, because you do have to keep in mind, for blue Guild War, unlike delves and Tower of Doom, your weapon does have to be the same color for Guild Wars. Whereas for Tower of Doom and delves, there is no penalty to your weapon being different. But for Guild Wars, there is a penalty. You get a point penalty. Technically, you lose 50% of your points, which is quite a lot. But anyways, catch you guys later. Have a wonderful time. Best of luck with the faction. Have a good weekend. And thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone.